Shaun was like, we can't foster any more dogs. And I was like, we have to foster these
He's
dogs.
like, we can't let them go. He was in such bad condition. It was so sad. So sad.
We took him out in the yard for the first time. And he was so excited. It was like the first time that I really saw him kind of coming out of his shell a little bit.
We were growing too attached to him that by the time that they were ready to put him up, I couldn't do it.
Hey everyone, I'm Mindy from Cute Girls Hairstyles, and today Shaun's joining me.
Hey guys.
And the newest addition of our family.
The newest member of the family, McKnight family.
Mr. O'Malley.
I call him Mally.
O'Malley, Mally, Mally Moo. There's lots of versions, but basically O'Malley.
He's a rescue dog. We've had him for a few months now. Initially, I wasn't in favor of doing the foster because we fostered a few times and we've kept a bunch of them.
When we get a phone call from the rescues, sometimes we can take them like if we're in town or whatever, it works. But on this particular one, we kept getting notifications that the rescue was really full. They'd had this big influx of breeders dump their dogs, and surrender their dogs. Their fosters were preloaded, and they got a shipment of, I think, like 8 or 9 more dogs that were going to be euthanized the next day or 2 days later if they didn't have placements.
Yeah, there were nine dogs I think we saw.
So of course Shaun was like, we can't foster any more dogs, and I was like, we have to foster these
She's
dogs.
Like, we can't let them go. We can't let that happen to them.
They're gonna euthanize the dogs, and they're so cute. Look at, and they would put up these little videos of each dog, and they look rough. Typically breeders will keep dogs like O'Malley, and they keep breeding them for a period of time, like usually a year or 2, and then they have to like mix up the gene pool.
Blood, new
yes,
blood,
and
like
so they take the dogs that they've been breeding to create puppies and sell, and they just dump them.
They only had them for a couple days. They assigned them names. This group of him and his, the dogs that they were given duck names.
Oh yeah, they try to keep them like, oh, this is the duck group
these
of
are
dogs,
the Disney
or these
dogs,
are the Disney dogs.
Ellie was Elsa from a group of Disney dogs, and this is Mallard.
So he came in as Mallard. We saw pretty rough pictures, and I just wrote in and I was like, hey, we can take Mallard. So
as a foster.
Yeah.
Which usually happens until
I just overrode Shaun.
She did.
Just said, we're doing it because these 4 dogs.
I love them. We just can't keep so many of them.
When they come in, these dogs are typically, like, they've been in cages most of their lives. Lots of them are in bad condition. We've had dogs come in with ticks. We've had dogs come in with fleas. We've had dogs come in with worms.
Large dogs like him that were in a crate too small for him, that their legs bowed out. We had one of the first dogs we had.
So you never kind of know what you're
getting
getting when you get there, and so you kind of set up your car, like we put dog mat in the back and a sheet. So we kind of pick him up, we put him in. He just didn't move, like he was silent.
He wouldn't look at you.
He wouldn't look at anyone. He just looked so sad, and like he didn't know what was happening. I drove straight to
Tractor Supply.
Yes.
And you called me to meet you there because he was in such bad condition. It was so sad. So sad. I remember, I think I had a towel that I put around my arms, and then I kind of scooped him up, and he didn't wince, he didn't look at me, he didn't move. He just kind of went limp, and I carried him into the Tractor Supply.
So we put him into a dog wash station, and we were like, hey, let's see what we can do on these mats. So, I mean, they were long, some of them. So we started just kind of washing, putting in some shampoo, some conditioner, seeing what we were working with. We had some scissors.
Couldn't tell where the mat ended and the skin began, so cutting the mats away, you had to be really careful.
By the time we were done even just cutting those off, we had like an entire garbage can full of
and
just
still had a
fur. What had happened, it looked like, was that his fur had gotten so tangled and matted that it actually like twisted into a really, really tight knot and started tearing his skin. So he had all these wounds all over underneath his belly and down his legs. There were all these small little wounds all over. He did have, we discovered, one quite large gash.
And it was just oozing and gooping.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad. And anytime you get water on it, he would kind of wince a little.
I don't know if that was somebody smacking him or a dog attacking him.
He definitely had been hurt. I'm talking wounds in the, not just dozens, 100 plus.
Probably.
All over his body. His fur was stained yellow on the underside of his belly and his haunches because he was just sitting in urine all day long.
He never whimpered, he never nipped. He just sat and just let us do all of that with him. Then we put him back in the car and brought him home. And usually at that point they need kind of like some chill time. So we kind of let him sit in his crate for a minute, for a couple hours, and just kind of decompress. And then we took him out in the yard for the first time. And he was so excited. It was like the first time that I really saw him kind of coming out of his shell a little bit. He started running around, of course, sniffing. We introduced him to the other dogs, and he like immediately was playful and like excited to see other puppies.
I came home and she was in the laundry room and I opened the door and she was just in there. He was laying on the floor and she just had these little teeny scissors and she was just slowly cutting mat after mat out. And I asked her how he was doing and she said, he's just laying here. He's just letting me do all this. Like Lothar.
Like completely limp, didn't move. Like when I started working on a leg, he just lifted his leg up for me.
It was almost like he's like, you're
I know,
helping
it
me
was
escape
almost
my
like,
prison.
thank you so much.
Yes.
It feels so much better when you're done.
It was 5 or 6 hours.
It was a long time.
It was a long time.
Because I was going very, very, very slowly. So I made sure that I was cutting where it wasn't skin. It was just mat.
When you were done there, I hauled out, it was a kitchen trash bag that was just full of his mats and fur.
Fur and mats.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good. I always think if you have a new dog, especially if they're a rescue dog, it takes them like a couple weeks to really see their true personality, because they just, the more you're around them, the more they trust you, the more they get into the routine, the more they figure things out. And the goal of the rescue is always to keep the dogs for at least 4 weeks, if not longer, because they want you to really have a good feel for their personality, so that when you're writing up like what kind of temperament the dogs have, if they can be around kids or babies or other dogs, then you can put all of that in so that they get a really good placement. This dog, he's on Shaun's lap right now, but do not be fooled. This is not Shaun's dog.
I know why she's saying this. She's right.
We jokingly say, and this is very true with O'Malley, we did not adopt O'Malley. O'Malley adopted us. And in particular me. He decided he was my dog, and he literally is my shadow. He follows me everywhere. He sleeps at my feet. If I'm not in his vision or next to him, he's panicking.
She can't give any attention to any other dog or he'll
Yes.
nuzzle right in and get. But I know it's because she
Attention
sat
hog,
there
huh?
for 5 to 6 hours carefully cutting each one of those mats out.
The two funniest things that won me over that he did was we have this big tub that it's kind of got like ledges on the sides of the tub.
Because it's built into the wall and it has those tile ledges all the way around it.
And I've never had a dog do this, but he climbs up the stairs on the top of the tub ledge.
Oh,
it's narrow. And he somehow weasels his tiny
Scratches
little
his
body on there.
He's a huge
and
body.
he just
Has
lays
to be-
right next to me, even when I'm in the tub.
He has to be near you.
Yeah, he's
Has to
just
be where
like
you are.
right next, he's like my little buddy. And then the second one was, this is so funny, we have this big window in our bathroom and it faces one side of our house.
And it's like 5 feet from
It's
the ground.
tall.
So
It's like high
a dog
off the
can't
ground.
see in.
He figured out somehow, I don't even know how he figured out it was my window. I heard thunk on the window and I thought, did a bird just hit the
that happens
window?
from time to time.
What the heck just happened?
We have a lot of
But
trees.
then I just heard thunk again and I'm like, what in the world is going on? And because when I would look at the window, there would be nothing there. And I stared at the window a little longer. Oh no, it's O'Malley jumping up
Just
thunking
above the ledge and bumping it
bonking
with
his
nose,
face.
like, hey,
like,
I'm here, don't
and then
forget
he
me.
finally got into a position on his hind legs where he could barely put his paws up on, and he's like this, staring in the window at me. Like, cause he was like, where are you? I see you, where are you? But yes, anyway, needless
This is all
to say.
before we adopted him, and it was tough on me because we have 3 current dogs, and when we go to the lake house, the girls bring their dogs, and if everybody in the family has their dogs at the lake house, it was 8 dogs at the time, 9 with him, and I'm just like, that's a lot of dogs. But we were growing to attach to him in the time that it took for them to place the other dogs. That by the time that they were ready to put him up, I couldn't do it.
I've never seen a dog attached to me so quickly. I mean, he's like my Velcro fur baby. He's just like on me at all times. And I was fearful that he wouldn't attach to his next family as emotionally as he had us. So we ended up keeping him.
It's been a good decision. I'm glad Mindy talked to me. Well, she didn't talk, she did it anyway. I didn't have a choice. But I'm glad we have him. He's turned out to be a great dog.
It's a big moment because we are taking off the foster dog collar for Doodle Rock. And we are putting on O'Malley's official collar. Oh, are you getting your official collar? Oh, look at that. O'Malley, it's official. Who's O'Malley? Hello, it's official.
The foster to adopt thing has been a really cool experience. We found some really good members of our family, right, my bud?
And we've helped a lot of dogs along the way.
Yeah, helped a lot of dogs
So
find their forever family.
We'll keep fostering.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I didn't hear it.
Oh, I forgot. Mallard was his name, but I didn't like that name.
I wanted to name him Toasty because he looks like a toasted marshmallow. I mean, literally, looks like a toasted marshmallow. We didn't like Mallard, so we just called him Mally when we were, fostering him, and he started to respond to it. So with a dog that never got any attention or love, and they start to respond to a name, that's kind of what you go with. They kind of help you pick your name.
We decided to call him O'Malley for George O'Malley. If you're Grey's Anatomy fans, you guys know who this is.
I thought it was O'Malley from Aristocats.
O'Malley is also Aristocats, but he's a cat.
He's a cool cat.
Technically, it was after George O'Malley, and he's such a good character. So yes, there's Mr. O'Malley. Look at this face. Can you believe they were gonna euthanize him?
If you want more information about fostering to adopt dogs, you can look it up in your area.
We'll put the link to the two
a couple rescues that we use
in the Dallas area, but you can live within 1,000 miles of Dallas and still adopt from them because they have dogs all the time.
If you want to foster, there are probably some in your areas you can look for.
If you want to be a foster, you can, but if you also want to adopt a dog from either of these programs, they're both great. We've worked with both. They are very awesome, and then you can feel great about where your dog's coming from too. Thanks for joining us. If you guys want to subscribe to the channel, click here. You can find other videos, including how we got our other dogs, or our other dogs intro videos.
Watch our dog playlist over
there. Yeah. We're not a hair channel anymore, we're a dog channel.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.